All right, fueled up on Subway. GPS lost connection. Low fuel light. So this is where we get out and walk regardless.
Now we're gonna walk.
You can only
go that way or that way.
It gets better from here.
Well, it goes up from here, that's for sure.
That's right, yep.
1,000 feet, 1 mile. This thing starts off by killing you. Me, at least. Greg's not even sweating. Tom's pretending to sympathize with me. See, Greg's even laughing. He shrugs off the pain.
I'll hide behind this tree. Where you go?
I knew we'd be doing 3,000 feet in the first 7 miles. What I failed to appreciate is we'd do half of that in the first mile and a half.
You think all 3,000 was uphill? Straight line?
That would have been nice if it was a gradual uphill all 3,000 feet.
We're up, level, up,
There's an escalator right there. We could have
Oh, we missed the escalator. Yeah, it feels good. It's very steep off the top of this hill. Feels like we've accomplished something.
back here.
Just wanted to look through the tunnel of gold there. Be over there tomorrow sometime. All right, 4 miles in, we have topped 3,000 feet. Just got the first glimpse of the mountaintop we're trying to get to, 1,200 feet above us that way. But it's nice and breezy through here. See if this gets any smaller over the course of the weekend. Yeah, those are rattlesnakes. Interesting that they're not, you know, rattling, but did you just spot those and keep going, or?
I did. He said snake. And I saw the second one.
Can't have more than 150 feet left to go vertically. I got nothing left in the tank. We realized this mountain is taller than anything in Shenandoah, and we're climbing all the way up from the valley floor. And it hurts. Alright, that hurt. My legs feel like jello. Got any good? No options up there?
There's nothing. It's just narrow trail the whole way.
Alright.
I do like that the trail improvements were made by the Federal Highway Administration.
Federal Highway Administration, that explains the obvious bulldozer track.
Make a road through nowhere.
Yeah. Alright.
This is it.
Yeah. What, do you guys both have tents?
Yeah.
Or hammocks?
What do you have?
Tent. So we can probably do like one right there and one here, one in that up under the tree maybe? You see that rock there? The flames were just going over. That was my seat.
Warming it up.
Warming up good.
This is bizarre. This double wide road that they bulldozed through here, and it goes down and it bends, and then it just necks back down into a skinny road again.
That's even more bizarre.
And they plowed it right through a beautiful meadow.
I know. Yeah, I don't get it. And
what in the world are you doing?
And I get the impression that at some point there were probably some campsites along the edge of this thing, and they've been obliterated. Obliterated.
There was no other campsites that I could see.
I couldn't either. I went down far enough last night just to the corner. Well, I didn't go around the corner. I went close enough to see that little meadow down there. I'm like, yeah, it's all too tall to get in with tents and stuff.
Yeah,
but
there's nothing else.
your endorsement?
My endorsement. It makes me as happy as the people on the bag.
Start of day 2. Our campsite last night turned out to be less pretty and less sheltered than we'd hoped. A couple of decent spots, kind of tucked up under the trees a little bit, which was good because the wind was blowing like 30 miles an hour all night long. Occasionally the gusts would get down to tent level, but mostly it was just pushing through the trees and waking you up every half an hour when a good burst came through. So about 40 degrees maybe this morning. A little chilly. Not quite down to freezing. We were anticipating it getting even a little colder, but it's not bad. So we've just pressed over Little Bald Knob, high point of the trip, and are headed down, down, down. We got 3 miles of descent this morning down to the North River and our first water access point of the trip. So yesterday it was up muscles, this morning it'll be down muscles. We'll see how we go. It's the southern end of Massanutten out there, and Shenandoah, main Blue Ridge beyond. Right up there is where we camped last night. Say hi, Greg.
Hi, Greg.
There you go. I think I just put a spider on my head.
Yeah, that was my strategy. Oh, don't fight me.
The North River is beneath us.
Water.
So far, so good. There you go. This is the sketchy bit. All right. Makes it look easy. Home free now.
There it is.
Left, yeah, or right to the shore. Whoa.
Right there.
Maybe a slight wrong turn through Camp Todd. Maybe. Maybe. Alright, it was a minor wrong turn, but we quickly fixed it and walked through Camp Todd there, and now we're going up again. I think it's going to be about 1,700 feet on this climb up to the top of Big Bald Knob. Big Bald Knob is shorter than Little Bald Knob, oddly enough, but it's about 11:30 a.m. now. I'm thinking that Big Bald Knob might be a good lunch spot, but we got to convince ourselves to get up the rest of this hill first. And it's slow going. We're about 900 feet short of the summit now. At least it's cool.
Trail off the parkway.
The fact that it gives you all the stuff that's that way doesn't really tell you much about knocked down his home. Her home. Probably a her, right? How big do spiders have to get before you give them like mythical names?
I don't know, those are pretty close.
Yeah, Aragog and Shelob and all those.
You'll find out after you knock down enough webs and the little mom comes to find
That's
out
right.
what's going on.
The real big mama spider.
The endangered species. Killed the last two.
We are on the summit of Big Bald Knob now. It's just a broad, flat shelf. And all the trees have gotten tiny, because I think the winter winds whip across here pretty good. We are just looking for a viewpoint, a place to sit and have lunch. And we will be halfway through on miles and a good 3/4 done with our climbing, so that's good. Already down 1 liter. That's just from drinking though. I'm hoping this stuff is a good clean pot cleaner outer as well. Last night I didn't want to use the water to. Are you cold?
I am at the moment. But once I warm up.
Be bold, start cold.
Right.
Yeah, if we think there's a place to camp. Yeah, that's the ridge we walked down right to left to the car. We're much higher than it now. Like, I think the top of that ridge is 800-900 feet shorter than the mountain we're on. Kind of an odd place for a pond. So we've been walking along here fairly level for a while on Dividing Ridge. The top of Dividing Ridge is a beast. It comes straight down off the top of Big Bald. But the after you get down off of that, about 1,000 feet later, it's fairly level walk through here. It's almost like a railroad bed on a berm. It's called Dividing Ridge because that side is the Potomac River watershed. That side is the James River watershed. Pretty interesting. Well, we're now on a water hunt. Guys we ran into at the top of the hill said, oh yeah, there's plenty of running water down through that valley. We saw a creek, but it was like 100 and 200 feet below us. So that was about the closest we got. So we're out here on Braley Pond Road doing a little bit of a side trek to get over here to the nearest creek and see if we can fill up, because we need some. How you like this water supply?
So far, so good.
Only had to go 3/10 of a mile out of the way to find a seepy little ditch, but we now have water again. So back into the woods, and now we hope that the sites we can find are big enough for 3/10.
Bigger than our ditch.
Bigger than the ditch would be good. So we didn't make it as far as we wanted to today, but we made it about as far as we could. We're a little bit over 10 miles in.
Or 12.
Depending on whose GPS you believe. We're either at 10 or 12 and a half. 10. So we had to go up and over Big Bald Mountain today, which was, I don't know, all told we've probably climbed about 2,500 feet again today. So 10's plenty. We're tired. Sore calves, sore knees. Coming down was actually pretty darn steep and worse in places than going up. So, like I say, not quite as far as we wanted, but it's 5 p.m. and the next likely campsite is on top of the ridge. It's about 2 miles and another 500 feet up. So we're thinking discretion and camp where we can. So we got a beautiful spot. We're going to sleep well tonight. But hopefully all the climbing is behind us, except for that first 500 feet and maybe a couple of little, little pop-ups over local peaks along Hankey Ridge, Hankey Mountain. And then, but it's basically one big long ridge walk back in to where we started. So we'll make it. I'm sure it would be good. 30-year-old dehydrated skillet breakfast.
I mean, I guess wine is like that.
Mm-hmm. Wine's even worse because you're actively encouraging microbial stuff to go on in there.
We managed to start a fire. Took a couple attempts. And I'm gonna try not to burn my legs like I did last weekend.
Start of day 3.
Start of day 3.
Sun's coming up that way. That's the way we want to go. Let's go. Deer snorting, owls of multiple species hooting, coyotes cavorting,
Sasquatch banging on trees.
and apparently I'm the only one that heard any of it. So it could be a lie.
Sounds like a different problem.
Could be a lie.
I will never let
Oh, ow, 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 ow. How many steps does it take for your calf muscles to loosen up? The road less traveled. I
A lot of work.
feel like we just cheated.
There's a nice path right there.
I know. Like I couldn't imagine a horse where we were. But
You never find a good horse when you need one.
nope. Once again we go up.
Horse.
The third mountain of the trip. Let's do it. I was just about to say, I'm glad we didn't try to come up here to camp last night.
Would have been a nice, probably windy up here.
Yeah. Wow. That was tough. Hard to see through the trees, but this is where we've been. Little Bald Knob, where we spent our first night, is way out there. And we came down into that valley, up over Big Bald Knob, back down, camped down in there somewhere last night. And now we're up on Hankey Mountain to close the loop.
Yeah, but after we go down to the bottom of the valley.
Yeah. This is just a strange scene to see on top of a mountain. Back off the road again. As things fall out of the trees on top of you.
I'm supposed to pretend that Sasquatch is not throwing things at me.
Yeah. I think that's Little Bald out in there. We're getting close to where we started. We've still got a lot of down to go though. Alright. We've got, I think, about a mile and 400 feet vertically to go. But we're headed down on the final descent back to the North River. Looks like we're gonna make it. Tough trail. We didn't do the miles on a per day basis that we thought we would, just because the ups and downs are pretty significant. We think there's about 8,000 cumulative feet of climb and descent on this. It comes in spurts of 2,000 to 3,000 feet at a time. Pretty steep. I'd say, 1,000 feet a mile in most places, and the downs are just as bad. So I don't think there's any right way to go around it, other than to say that the top of Dividing Ridge, I'm sure glad we were coming down and not going up that. Water, not much of it. I should have had an extra bottle. I've managed to time it right so that I run out, basically just before we're getting to another supply. So I guess you could argue I'm doing okay, but I've been rationing a little bit. So I would say 3 liters, carry 3 liters minimum. I tried to get by with 2, and I wish I had more. We'll just put it that way. So other than that, though, it's been gorgeous. Really, we saw 2 day hikers, retirees. We're out here midweek, so didn't expect to see much, but we've had the place to ourselves. Didn't see a lot of wildlife, but we sure heard it. A lot of coyotes last night. A few deer here and there, lots of bird life, snakes, rattlesnakes, and the more benign garter snakes and ringnecks. And so, great trip. I'm glad we did it. We'll see what's next. Just because, you know, I've never gotten a picture of us with the whole group. It's a movie, so, you know, that's going for us. Does it wiggle?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it wiggles. You're making me sick. Now, let me remember where I put the keys.
Where'd he put the keys?
Congratulations.
We did it.
We did it. Now let's figure out how many miles we did.